A very good morning to all my dear students. How are you all? I hope you all are good. You all are staying fit at your home. As you all know, I'm your English teacher, right? I'm your English teacher, Miss Priyanka. And in today's class, we are going to continue with the topic which we did yesterday. So students, what was the topic which we did yesterday? Yes, it was the topic pronouns. And we are going to continue with pronouns. But before that, we'll do a very short activity to make the class more interesting. Right? So, what could be the activity? Can you guess? Okay, no issues. I will tell you the activity for today. Okay? So, this is what I have written for you all. Okay? Now, you must be thinking why ma'am has written all these things, right? But this has some connection with your topic, pronouns. What is the topic? That is pronouns. This is the topic, pronouns, right? He is a boy and his name is Jim. He is a boy and his name is Jim. If this toy is his, then it belongs to him. If this toy is his, then it belongs to him. She is a girl and her name is Sue. She is a girl and her name is Sue. Hers is the boat that is painted blue. Hers is the boat that is painted blue. So, this is one short poem that I have written here. So, why I have written here? Can you tell it to me? See, here are some words which are used here, like he, his, right? His again, him, it, she, her, hers. All these are used in the place of nouns. So these words are pronouns, right? So with the help of this short poem, I tried to explain the concept of pronouns. So students, can you tell me that what are pronouns? Yes, these are the words which are used in the place of nouns. You are absolutely correct. In the previous class, about how many type of nouns we have studied? Can you tell it to me? Yes, we learned about personal pronouns, possessive pronouns, reflexive pronouns and relative pronouns, right? So, we are going to do exercises further, and then what we will be doing? We will be learning more concepts of pronoun, and you all will be getting involved with me, and your concepts will be very much clear. Okay, so let's begin the class. Now students, we will learn the concept of possessive pronouns, right? So what are possessive pronouns? That I am going to tell you. First example here is, these are my spectacles, right? And this sentence I have written in a different form, and I have written, these spectacles are mine. Here this word mine is showing the possession. What it is showing? It is showing the possession. That is why here mine is a possessive pronoun. Mine is a possessive pronoun. If we talk about this sentence, we are saying, those are your sleepers. And I have written, those sleepers are yours. Here, yours is the word which is showing the possession. So here, yours is possessive pronouns, right? Here are some examples of possessive pronouns like mine, yours, his, her, ours, etc. All these are the possessive pronouns that show the possession. Are you all clear with it? Now we have the second concept of relative pronouns. What we have? Relative pronouns. As this word is made up of the word relation, relating something, so it is relative pronoun. Relative pronoun relates the clause to nouns, right? What is the work of relative pronoun? That it relates the clause to the noun. How? This I am going to tell you. If I take the example, I ate rasgulla, which is a popular sweet. So here this word which is a relative pronoun which is connecting these two parts of the sentence. I ate the rasgulla, which is a popular sweet. So here this word which is a relative pronoun which is relating these two parts, right? In the next sentence we have written, we are looking for a teacher who speaks Marathi. So here who is a relative pronoun which is connecting these two parts of the sentence. For the objects we make use of which, and for people we make use of who for connecting the two sentences. One thing I would like to tell you in possessive pronouns is that whenever you are going to write yours, hers, ours, so at that time you will not be using apostrophe s. You will not write ours like this. No, this is wrong. You are going to write ours like this, right? I hope the concept of possessive pronouns and relative pronouns is clear. Now we will do exercise number B and we will do exercise number C. Now students, based on the concept of reflexive or emphatic pronouns which I explained you in your Zoom class, we will be doing exercise number B. Fill in the blanks with reflexive or emphatic pronouns. Number 1, she looked at dash in the mirror. She looked at herself in the mirror. Second is, blood pressure patients should get themselves checked regularly. Themselves checked regularly. She herself stitches her clothes. She herself stitches her clothes. Now, Arun always keeps copies of exercise for himself. Why we have used himself? Because Arun is a boy, right? I gave Dash a chance to win the race. I gave myself a chance to win the race. We must give Dash credit for doing a job well. We must give ourselves the credit of doing a job well. I Dash advised him on his career. I myself advised him. She Dash is to blame. She herself is to blame. He can only blame Dash for mistake. He can only blame himself for the mistake, right? Next, we Dash went and saw the site of the accident. We ourselves went. As I told you that on page number 29, this concept is given that we use myself with I, yourself with you, himself with him, herself with her, itself for it, ourself for we, themselves for they. Similarly, we have done this exercise number B. Now we have exercise number C, which is fill in the blanks with possessive pronouns. Possessive pronouns showing the possession, which I just now explained you. Now the first one, that house is mine. That house is mine. Second, take this book, it is yours. I am sorry, that's your pen, not mine. That's your pen, not mine. Those students are dash. The ones in green uniform are dash. Those students are mine. The one in green uniform are yours. Okay? Look over there, those seats are ours. Our shirts will be yellow, dash will be green. Our shirts will be yellow, dash will be green. It means theirs will be green. Okay? Now come to the seventh one. Give them the boxes. They are theirs. They are theirs. Come to the eighth one. Those books are yours. Those books are yours. Right? So this is the concept which we did of possessive pronouns. Okay, students? So students, let us begin with exercise number D. So what is exercise number D in your book? It is join the sentences in each pair with a relative pronoun. Yesterday I told you the concept of relative pronoun, and now we will be using that relative pronoun here. Okay? So what is the first sentence? It is Preeti is my friend. Preeti won the first prize, right? Here Preeti is used 2 times, right? So can we modify this sentence using a relative pronoun? Yes. So what we can write? We can write Preeti, who won the first prize, is my friend. So here, who is the relative pronoun which I have used here? Are you getting my point? Similarly, what you have to do is, earlier also I told you that you have to carry a rough notebook where you are going to make notes for English, right? We will be providing you the answer PDF, but when I am taking the class, you are not going to sit idle. What you are going to do? You are going to make notes, right? Okay? If I am explaining particular exercise, you are going to understand it. You are not going to write everything, but you are going to understand it. Okay? Now come to the second sentence. The sentence is, the thief stole a camera. The thief has been caught. Right? What is the sentence? The thief stole the camera. The thief has been caught. Now, what could be the sentence using relative pronoun? It is, the thief who stole the camera has been caught. Right? The thief who stole the camera has been caught. Okay? This is the second sentence. Come to the third one. The man is visually challenged. The man was helped by you. The man who was visually challenged was helped by you. So again we have used the relative pronoun who. Right? Come to the fourth one. I saw a bird. This bird was singing. I saw a bird which was singing. So what is the relative pronoun, students? You tell me. Yes, which. The bird which I saw was singing. You can write it either ways. Okay? Don't worry about the answers. You will be getting these answers. Just I am explaining you the exercise. This is the book. I lent it to you. This is the book. I lent it to you. These are 2 sentences. This is the book. I lent it to you. So, how can I combine these 2 sentences using a relative pronoun? I will write, this is the book which I lent you. Right? So, which here is the relative pronoun which is connecting the 2 sentences. Are you getting my point? Right? So, this is the exercise where we have completed all the 5 points. Now, we will be moving towards exercise number E. Next is fill in the blanks with suitable relative pronouns. If no pronoun is needed, put a cross. Right? So, we will be doing this exercise number E. So students, first sentence here is, to dash should I give this document? So what could be the relative pronoun which could be used here? Yes, the number 1 relative pronoun which could be used here is, to whom should I give this document? So the first blank is whom. Okay? Now come to the second point. It is give this money to someone dash needs it, right? Give this money to someone who needs it. So the second blank is who needs it, okay? Come to the third one. The book dash you lent me is very interesting. So the book which you lent me, right? So the third blank is which. Come to the fourth one. This is the man dash robbed the bank. So this is the man who robbed the bank. Pass me the laptop dash is lying on the table. Pass me the laptop which is lying on the table. Okay. Sixth one. A lady dash I know help me find the house. A lady whom I know help me find out the house. Are you getting? Right? All these are relative pronouns. Okay? We would like to see the paintings dash you have made. Do you think there is a requirement of any relative pronoun here? No, students. So we will put a cross because no relative pronoun is required. Okay? This is the last sentence, the eighth one. There is no one dash has not made a mistake. There is no one who has not made a mistake. So what is the last one? This is the last relative pronoun which we are going to use. It is who, right? So are you clear with this exercise? This exercise belongs to relative pronouns. Okay? Now students, what is our next concept that I am going to tell you? Okay? So we will start the next concept. Okay? So the students, next topic for today is interrogative pronouns. So what do you understand by this term interrogative? You all know that this term interrogative reflects or it tells about the questions, right? So what are interrogative pronouns? Interrogative pronouns are used to ask questions, right? I will tell you the examples. The pronouns used to ask questions are called interrogative pronouns, as you all know. So I'm going to give you some examples here to make your concept more clear. Okay? If I say, who is the culprit? What is your name? Right? The next one is, which is your car? Which is your car? So all these are the interrogative pronouns, right? All these are who, what, which. All these are interrogative pronouns. Interrogative pronouns can be used for asking questions indirectly, right? Okay. And interrogative pronouns also have compound forms. What do you understand by compound forms? Compound means made up of two things. Compound means made up of two or more things, right? So if I say, whoever asked you that? So I am not only using who, but I am also adding ever. Whoever. Such type of pronouns are known as interrogative pronouns. Are you clear with the concept? When the pronouns ask the questions, at that time we are making use of interrogative pronouns. Are you getting my point? Okay? I will explain you two more concepts and then we will be doing the exercises. The next concept here is indefinite pronouns. The word indefinite. If I write the word indefinite, if I write this word indefinite, Indefinite, something which is not definite, right? Indefinite, something which is not definite, right? So what are indefinite pronouns? See, I will give you one example and it will be very much clear for you. We are talking about indefinite pronouns, right? Let me write it here for you for your better understanding. Indefinite pronouns, right? What are indefinite pronouns that we are going to study, right? If I write here, one should do one's best. This is the first sentence I have written. Next, if I am writing, none of these shirts is nice, right? I have taken here two examples, right? I have taken here two examples. Can you read the first one? It is, one should do one's best. First example. Second is, none of these shirts is nice. Now you must be thinking, why ma'am has written only these two sentences, right? I can also write any sentence, but no. These sentences will explain you the concept of indefinite pronouns, okay? See here, the words like none or the words like one, right? These are the words that stand in place of undefined person or things. They refer to persons or things in general. Therefore, they are indefinite pronouns. Examples of indefinite pronouns: anybody, somebody. I am not telling a particular thing. I am not telling any definite thing. I am talking about something indefinite. That is why the name of these pronouns are indefinite pronouns. And what are the examples? Anybody, somebody, nobody, no one. All these are indefinite pronouns. Are you getting my point? Now come to the third type, which I am going to tell you. And the heading for that is distributive pronoun. Can you all see these pronouns on page number 33 of your book? Are you having your book, all of you? You are having? Yes, you all are having your book and you have to pay attention that where ma'am is teaching, right? So you have to come on page number 33, right? And what is the topic? What is the topic that I told you just now? Yes, it is distributive pronouns, right? So I will write it here. Distributive pronouns, right? Distributive pronouns, okay? Now this word distributive came from distribution. This word distributive came from distribution, right? So what are distributive pronouns? That I am going to tell you with the example, okay? If I say neither is a very good picture. Neither is a very good picture, right? This is the first example, okay? If I talk about the second example, it is either of these shirts can be bought for him, right? So I am going to underline some pronouns here, okay? That is neither. I am underlining this one, neither. You'll say, ma'am, why are you underlining a particular word? Why are you not underlining this? Right? So this underline will connect with this concept of distributive pronouns. And I will also underline either, neither and either. Why I have underlined this? Because the words each, either, neither refer to one thing at a time and are called distributive pronouns. Distributive pronouns are always singular. They are not plural. Have you heard any plural for this word? Neither. Have you heard? Neithers? No. Right? So all the distributive pronouns are always singular. I'm saying always. Okay? They are always singular. And can you tell me some more examples? Each, either, neither. All these are distributive pronouns. So you can easily identify that if neither is written, then it is a distributive pronoun. If either is written, then it is a distributive pronoun. Right? So just now we talked about interrogative pronouns, we talked about indefinite pronouns, and we talked about distributive pronouns. Right? So based on these three concepts, we are going to do the exercises and you all will understand the exercise very easily. Let us do it. Okay? Now students, we will be doing exercise number F. Write questions to these answers using interrogative pronouns. Write question to these answers using interrogative pronouns. Just now I explained you the concept of interrogative pronouns. And this word interrogative tells you about questions, right? So the first answer which is written here is, I ate the pizza. What is the answer? I ate the pizza. So what could be the question? You can yourself tell me. Yes, who ate the pizza, right? So similarly, we are going to form questions like this. Second one is, the auditorium was inaugurated by a minister. So what could be the question? Yes, who inaugurated the auditorium, right? Come to the third one. All the girls saw the movie. So tell me students, what could be the question? Who saw the movie? If I will ask you who saw the movie, then you will give me the answer. All the girls saw the movie, right? Fourth one, he is an engineer and works in a factory, right? So what could be the question? What does he do, right? His job is to sell medical equipment. So what will be the question? What is his job? Right? Are you getting? Do you understand how we are going to form questions for these answers? I am reading a book on the life of William Shakespeare. So what will be the question? I will ask you, what are you reading? Then you will answer, I am reading a book on the life of William Shakespeare. Right? John is knocking at the door. So students, now you will be telling me. What will be the question? Who is knocking at the door? So I will answer, John is knocking at the door. I like cartoon programs the most. What do you like the most? This book is Ramya's. Whose book is this? If I say, whose book is this? Then you will say, this book is Ramya's. Right? So these are the questions formed by using interrogative pronouns. Now we will move to G exercise. It is fill in the blanks with indefinite or distributive pronouns given in the box, right? So on page number 33, you can see here that this is the box given, and you have to choose pronouns from here and you have to fill in the blanks, right? You have to fill in the blanks, okay? Number 1. Among the contestants, I'm going to write it for you. It will be easier for you to understand. Wait. Exercise number is G, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Okay? Now, come to the first question. Among the contestants, Dash was a clear winner, so Dash got a book, right? So, among the contestants, no one was a clear winner, so nobody got the book. So, can you tell me what kind of pronouns are these? Yes, these are indefinite pronouns. Okay? Next, there is Dash knocking at the door. There is somebody knocking at the door. Sunil or Tushar, Dash is a good choice. Either is a good choice. Come to the fourth one. Dash of the rivals did his best to outdo the other. Each of the rivals, right? Each of the rivals. We are making use of indefinite pronouns and distributive pronouns. Tom was reading out his speech, but Dash could hear him. But few could hear him. It is not necessary that you are going to make use of only these pronouns. If you feel that any other pronoun would be suitable, so you can use it, right? But it should be from the box, because box is given above. Okay? Now the next one. He fell into the ditch, but no one was there to save him. You can do either of the two questions, right? Next is Dash of these roads will take you there. Either of these two roads will take you there, right? Now come to the next point. Did you ask Dash to come? Did you ask anybody to come? Next is Dash has his own opinion about this. So we can write everybody, right? Everybody has an opinion about this. So what we have used the which two pronouns we have used? We have used the indefinite pronouns and distributive pronouns. Okay, students? Now come to the last concept of this chapter, which I will be telling you just now. Okay? So students, let us learn the last topic of this chapter, that is demonstrative pronouns. What is the last topic? Demonstrative pronouns. This word demonstrative came from demonstration. It means we are demonstrating something, right? I have given here two examples again for your better understanding. Number one is, this is the book I was talking about. And the next one is, that is the Red Fort. Here I have underlined this and I have underlined that, right? So here this and that both are demonstrative pronouns. The words this, that are used to point out the things that they refer to. They are pointing out. That is a Red Fort, right? This is the book I was talking about. So here I am pointing out something. What I am doing? I am pointing out something. So when we are pointing out, we are making use of this, that, these, those. At that time, we are making use of demonstrative pronouns. Are you getting my point? This and that are singular and these and those are plural, right? This you already know in classes like 1, 2 or 3. We learn about this, that, these, those. We learn about their uses. So this and that for singular and these and those for plural. Okay? This refers to something nearer. If I am saying this is the book, I am talking about something nearer to me. This is nearer to me, right? If I am saying that is the class where you have to go, that is the place where you have to go. So I am not talking about the nearer thing. I am talking about a thing which is far. right? So when we make use of this, it is near. When we make use of that, it is far. Are you getting my point? Okay. So this is the concept of demonstrative pronouns. When we are pointing out at something, we make use of this, that, these and those, right? So based on this concept, we are going to do the last exercise of the chapter, that is use the correct demonstrative pronouns and rewrite these sentences, right? Number 1. I am going to give you example of one, then I am going to dictate it and you are going to understand it, okay? We are talking about demonstrative pronouns. Let me write the first question. It is, these are the books my friend gave me, right? We are talking about the plural subject, that is books, and here I have used a demonstrative pronoun that is singular. So is it a right pronoun? No. What I can use here is these or those. What I can use here is these or those. Now make the sentence, these are the books my friend gave me, or those are the books my friend gave me. Now are you clear about singular and plural usage of these type of pronouns? Right. Similarly, the next sentence here is, these are the boys who were punished. I am talking about boys. I am not talking about a single boy. So I will make use of these. I will write, these are the boys who were punished, or those are the boys who were punished. So what will be the second one? Second one will be these or those, right? Come to the third sentence, that is, those is Jamal's friends. Those are Jamal's friends, right? Or you can see, you can write, you'll write it like this, those are Jamal's friends, okay? All these are the people who have to go to jail. All these are the people, right? Fourth one, we are writing here, all these or those, right? So all these or those are the people who have to go to jail. That are your pens. These are your pens, or those are your pens, because we are talking about plural, pens. Remove the plates on the table. These are dusty. These are dusty. These are presents from my family and friends. This, no, we are not going to make use of this. We are going to make use of these or those. That who want to participate in the swimming competition must register their names today. That, I am talking about lots of people. So what I am going to make use of? I am going to make use of those, not that. Come to the ninth one. Look at the pots here that are imported from China. I'm talking about pots. I'm talking about a plural. So what I will be saying? I will be saying, look at the pots here. These are imported from China. I'm not talking about a single pot. I'm talking about many pots. Next is, my ideas are the same as that of the group. My ideas are the same as those of the group. Because we are talking about ideas. We are not talking about a single idea. Right? So what you have to understand here is that whenever you are talking about singular, at that time you are going to make use of this and that. When you are talking about plural, at that time you are going to make use of these or those, right? So this is all about the concept of pronouns. What you are going to do is, you are going to do all these exercises in your grammar book with the help of pencil. You are not going to make use of pens, okay? and we will be providing you the PDF. You will be getting all the answers. Simply you have to write these answers in your books with the help of pencil, and you have to write the correct spelling, right? You are not going to write the wrong spelling, and again you are going to learn them. What you are going to do? You are going to learn them. Are you getting my point? Right? So this is the class for today, and if there will be any doubt, that we will take in the doubt session. For this time you have to do these exercises in your grammar book. Okay students, thank you.